等一下，我没有听到音乐。
哎，还没。
OK。
哦，Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you to join us to join today's TOF Care Reception Monitoring Solution Early Bird Program Release webinar. My name is Jason, and we have our product manager Alicia to join us together. We want to use today's opportunity to introducing you how we use the new technology to help you to take care of the elderly people. We all understand that the elderly population is a worldwide situation right now. It's not only we need to use more resources to take care of them, but also how to improve the elderly care quality is a very important situation right now. So I believe today we will telling you how we introduce our new solution to helping you to face this situation. Hi, Alicia. So we understand that the elderly people, they have a lot of the risk and also the need to take care of them, the situation. Can you tell us what's the most important, the problem we want to facing and use our technology to solve those problems?
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Jason, for the introduction and for everyone for attending our session today. And just to go back to Jason's question, at IMITAB, we've done a lot of research around the aging population. And as Jason mentioned, there are a lot of different scenarios that could arise. But we did find out that falling is a particularly devastating event for elderlies. And especially due to an aging population, there's also an increasing strain on the caretaking workforce. So we want to come up with a solution that really fulfills all these different points. And in terms of falls, there are a lot of different scenarios to falling. And we found out that a lot of times that these falls could have a higher chance of occurring due to a particular activity and especially a time of day. So as you can see on this graph that I shared on the PowerPoint here, um, leaving bed actually takes up a huge chunk of activity that led to the elderly's falling and happens mostly at night during the nighttime. So it could be due to that these elderlies at night don't have lights on, or maybe they're under influence of sleeping pills. So it leads them to a higher possibility of falling when they get up in the middle of the night to maybe go to the bathroom. Um, but this is particularly alarming because night shifts are the most short-staffed. So we ended up coming up with a solution that helps us curb this situation and monitor the elderlies, particularly at night.
Yeah. So obviously that the at the nighttime, the elderly people they might leave the bed or they have some dangerous situation. Is very high risk. So we do understand there are a lot of technology and we can use wearable devices or the camera, but what kind of the technology we choose to helping to solve this situation?
Mhm. Yeah, so there are a lot of different technologies on the market. And for us, we landed on using this technology called time of flight. And there's a lot of reasons, but I also want to first touch on one of the main reasons, which I talked about previously, because falling occurs mostly at night. And so our time of flight technology, it's able to monitor 24/7. So it also does nighttime monitoring. And secondly, since focusing on monitoring care recipients' activity around the bed, it does trigger a lot of privacy concerns from our clients and just individuals in these facilities. as well as regulation restrictions in several and maybe across the world in all different countries. So time of flight, it utilizes depths calculated from infrared beams instead of actual cameras. So it highly protects patient privacy. And you can see on that black and white image on my PowerPoint slide, that's roughly how the image would show up. So you can't really see the specifics of the individuals in the facilities. And that leads me to the third point. So our contactless solution is also particularly useful right now because with COVID, as well as infections concerns in these facilities are relatively high. So our contactless solution can be seamlessly installed above each care recipient's bed. So it removes a lot of these cross-infection concerns. And furthermore, with our experience in long-term care and hospital facilities, we've also observed that care recipients doesn't like to have wearables on them. So this contactless solution allows the facility caretakers to ensure these people's safety without having them always needing to wear a device. And last but not least, our solution also utilizes AI algorithm, and so it can continuously be improved to better cater to real site scenarios.
Yeah, excellent. Alicia, I think you got the several major points. First of all, it's a privacy. The TOF looks like it's on identification technology, so it's very good to protect, especially the elder people. They still would like to have the privacy protection. And the second thing is it's not a wearable device. We do see a lot of wearable device, but the people they don't like they put a device on their body 24 hours a day and for many, many weeks. So if we can use this technology, it's not easy to be aware, but we still can monitoring. I think it's a pretty useful and also very helpful for the elderly people. So how's the real scenario? How we deploy? We need a sensor or we need a software or what's the real case we deploy the devices? Can you also show us the whole scenario? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So on this slide, it kind of outlines roughly how we set up for all of our clients. So as you see in the first section, that time of flight sensors are installed on top of each care recipient's bed, and they can monitor these care recipients 24/7. And so it continuously tosses images to our AI algorithm, and our algorithm decides what the current status of the care recipient is. So, and this status gets immediately updated to our mobile and web applications, which are the second and third parts of this scenario. And for the mobile app, it's mostly used if a caretaker is on the go during rounds. For example, they could be in a particular room to help roll over care recipient in room 101, let's say, and they're able to be immediately alerted via push notifications of another care recipient, for example, in room 109, which is 8 rooms down the hall. The care recipient requires their immediate assistance. And so they're able to get that immediate alert and go check on these care recipient. And they're also able to click into the app and see the alarm clip to see how they're actually doing. And going to the next one, which is our internal control center. So it's mainly for caretakers to see at their workstations. So if they're doing some paperwork at their workstation, they're also able to use our ICC to see more details. They can also be alerted with these status changes. So it has a red underline as well as sound alarms if a particular care recipient needs their assistance. And they can also check in remotely via live views and better understand these care recipients' daily habits through our daily living reports.
Yeah, the whole scenario looks very clearly and very simple. And we have the sensor for each bed, and all the status will be sent to the cloud. So all the status change can be monitored at the dashboard or to the caregiver, the mobile app. Yeah, I think it's very easy to understand and also very useful because the caregiver, they will move from time to time to the different place. So with a notice wherever they are, So it would be very helpful for them. So Alicia, for this kind of solution, do we already install to the customers? Do we already have the success case can show with the partners?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So we're really excited to share that we have over 100 sensors deployed in Taiwan. So it's across long-term facilities as well as hospitals, and a varying mix of older and brand new facilities. So it's not limited to a particular type of facility. And it's also relatively quick to deploy above each care recipient's bed. And so the sensors would need an Ethernet cable and a power cord. You can place the edge computers that's running the AI algorithm and server in a separate server room. And so this setup, this way, the environment, particularly in the room, the care recipient's room, can still look very tidy and very seamless. So in this image, it actually shows our deployment in one of our brand new private hospitals in Thailand's VIP ward. And since this client caters specifically to VIPs, they really emphasize on finding a solution that not only helps them ensure resident safety, but also does a very good job of protecting patient privacy. So furthermore, you can also see that our sensor is not very obvious. Um, I I'm guessing Jason or our other audience in this webinar, you guys wouldn't be able to identify where the sensor actually is if I didn't put out that bubble to identify its location. And so just to make my point that if our client in Thailand who caters specifically to VIPs can very easily install this and seamlessly monitor their patients' safety and ensure privacy, I'm sure this model can be replicated to different facilities as well. And so just to reiterate, our solution really focuses on patient or care recipients' privacy and ensuring their safety, as well as bringing the additional factor of increasing facilities' work efficiency.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alicia, you are right. If you didn't tell me that there's a sensor, I will not notice because it's very small and just like a normal smoke detector on the ceiling. Yeah, and especially all the cable is inside the ceiling. So for the patient, I believe they will not notice there
Mhm,
were some technologies helping to monitor them. And there are three benefits you highlight. We
mhm,
can help to protect the privacy, we can help to increasing the safety, and more important is to reduce the caregiver, their workload. So maybe we can tell the partner more for these three advantage. So
mhm.
first of all, for the privacy, can you tell us how we really use this technology can monitor the patient, but still can protect their privacy? How we do that?
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. And um, for for a lot of our clients, I think their first instinct is to compare our solution to installing a regular camera in care recipients room. So I wanted to highlight the stark contrast between what you can see with a regular camera versus what you can see with our solution. So for the left side, the camera view, you can very clearly identify the individual's face and every detail of them. So I can only imagine the discomfort I'd have if I was a care recipient in that room and I wanted to change my clothes or having someone help me with my diaper or going to the porta potty next to my room. I would be very uncomfortable having everything so exposed. And so the usage of these cameras, these granny cams in facilities, it actually is significantly increases the facility's risk of violating regulations. For example, a well-known regulation, which is the HIPAA in the United States. And so there are also a lot of other solutions on the market where they use camera for analysis. So that does increase the accuracy of their algorithm. And then they say that they de-identify the files later on. But at the at the core of it, the raw files are still actual camera footages. So if these files actually get leaked, it could still be very detrimental to these facilities' image and their care recipients or their clients' trust. And I also want to highlight that at IMATAC, our team really believes that folks living in these facilities have the same rights as us in our homes. So if we didn't want to be monitored by a camera 24/7 in our rooms or in our living room in our homes, we don't think that these folks in facilities should be forced to go through that as well.
Yeah. So you make the good point. Actually, at left-hand side, this picture, I do believe the camera put in the wall, it will be a beautiful vision. Yeah. So it's very uncomfortable. I do remember I read the article during the COVID pandemic. Even the family member, they would like to put the camera. They agree to put a camera in the wall, but it's still illegal. So yeah, the more important is the HIPAA comply. So we follow the regulation, we have the good solution, and we can help the family member. This is still by the law, but they still can take care of their family member at work. Yeah, I think it's very important. And the second thing is the safety. So what kind of safety we can help to increase for the care reception monitoring solution?
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. And just before we move on to safety, I also wanted to show this really interesting clip that touches my point for privacy. So this is actually a clip from our actual site, and you can see that someone is leaving the bed, but you can see that she's sitting somewhere else. But in reality, this grandma was actually getting off of bed and going to a porta potty next to her bed. So our solution can very easily de-identify or protect the privacy of a care recipient, and our AI algorithm basically just outlines the um, individual's outline, so you can't really see the specifics of the person. And just moving on to the safety part that you mentioned, Jason, our platform tries to offer everything that caretakers would need to efficiently monitor care recipients. So on the left side, you can see that that has the basic information to identify the care recipient, such as their bed number, as well as who their main caretaker is. And then there's also that daily living chart to document care recipients every event for 24 hours. So for example, when they leave bed, when they get back in bed, so caretakers can use this to very easily check how often these care recipients get up in the middle of the night and see when their active times are. And they're also able to use a date filter to compare the data for previous days as well. And then our platform also provides images and videos for caretakers to confirm events and for tracking purposes. And then lastly, we also have the live view that allows these caretakers to maybe remotely check in from their workstations. And one of our highlights of our platform is probably this customizable alarms, which a lot of our clients like because what facility A considers as an important alarm may defer to facility B. So we allow caretakers to really identify which periods they care most about and also check which alarms they want to be alerted on. And so all these features, we try to help caretakers to really easily track care recipients' daily activity as well as ensuring their safety.
Yeah, so I think it's very good to recording all the status change for each patient. Yeah, because we understand for the different reason, the elderly people they have they need to help, but from the daytime to the nighttime, and it will be the different situation. However, we have the setting function for the caregiver. They can decide which period of time or what kind of situation they want to spatially to highlight. Yeah, I think it's very flexible. And also at the dashboard, whenever there's a alarm, we will have the very clearly the red color to highlight that. Yeah, I think it's very personal and also flexible and also can be designed by the caregiver what kind of the major information they want to more focusing on. Yeah, so the last advantage we just mentioned is reduce the caregiver their resource. So what's the real the benefit we can bring? how's the real operating for the situation and can help for the caregiver.
Yeah, so as we deploy our sensors in a lot of different client sites, we've realized that there's a really common scenario and kind of touches on the first slide that when we opened that night shifts is a particularly rough time for facilities because let's think of a scenario like night shifts, you would only have one caretaker per floor, taking care of, for example, 30 care recipients, and they would have to tend to their routine paperwork as well as managing the medication as well as equipment. And they would also have to ensure the safety of these care recipients. All of these work combined, it puts a lot of stress on these caretakers, especially during night shifts. So our solution allows these caretakers to focus on their tasks at hand and putting their mind at ease, knowing that our solution will immediately alarm them if a care recipient needs their immediate assistance. And so this also means that every movement that they make, so they're motivated by a very clear intention or knowing what they want to do. So for example, they know that care recipient A requires assistance, then they go straight to that particular room instead of having to go room by room to check in on each care recipient. So, for example, our internal control center, it also allows these caretakers to check in at their workstation, as I mentioned a while ago. And we also have that mobile application, which enables them to still be alerted if they're on the go when they're helping patients at their particular room. And so all of these features, we try to come up with a mix of them to significantly improve these caretakers' work efficiency and as well as helping to lower their stress as they go through their shift.
Yeah, I think it will be very convenient for the caregiver. We have the ICC at the nursing station or even the dashboard, so they can easily to see all the status. And more important, we have the mobile app. Yeah, and wherever the caregiver they are moving, so they can get the notice immediately. Yeah, I think it's very important. And I think today the major topic is we are going to launch our early bird program. So um, can you tell us what's our early bird program? How we can provide those early bird program for the partners, the system integrators, distributors, they are interested to hands on. So how we can help them?
Yeah, for sure. So thanks to everyone for participating in our webinar today. And we hope that you're able to understand more about our care recipient monitoring and how it brings values to different types of facilities. And so on one hand, it ensures the care recipient's safety and without compromising their rights to privacy, but it also helps these facilities and caretakers to work more efficiently, as well as lowering these caretakers' stress with the platforms that we have. So today we're really excited to share our limited time offer early bird program with you all, because our solution, as mentioned, is currently mainly based in Taiwan. And we know that aging population, care recipient safety, and all of these fall monitoring topics span beyond Taiwan. So we really want to share our solutions to partners abroad as well. So our early bird program offers a 50% off on our AI algorithm as well as the sensor, with a free access to our platform for 3 months. So for anyone who's interested in trying out our care recipient monitoring solution, you can contact us via sales@imatech.com, and we look forward to seeing how our solution can assist you. And just to really quickly show you guys how it will work. So our early bird program is set up to be a very low cost and quick to demo package. So we'll provide you the sensor, the algorithm, and a cloud hosted control center. So we'll provide you the login information, and then you can very easily set it up in your office or in your showroom as shown in the picture here. So we've utilized this temporary C-stand to kind of set up to hold up the sensor. So you can use this solution as well if you don't want to mount it to your ceiling. Yeah, so this is just a quick overview how you can use our demo package. But yeah, if you're interested, feel free to contact us at sales@imatap.com. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Alicia. I think it's very clearly for the early bird program. Yeah, we can offer the very easy to hands-on for the sensor and for the algorithm, and the partner they only need to prepare an edge computer. Yeah, and also we have the guideline how they can easily to very quick to deploy temporarily to monitor at their office or to their customer site. And moreover, we have the cloud can for 3 months free trial. So I believe all these can help our partners can use very low cost to try this new technology for them and also for their customers. Yeah, so at the end, I would like to summarize, and we do believe the new technology can help how we can improving to take care of the elderly population and also reduce the caregiver their workload. Yeah, so we also welcome for the system integrator, distributor. If you are interested, you can contact us from email or from our website. Yeah, and thank you very much for today's participate. And we will have new technology in the future. We'll also have the webinar to introducing to you and hope can provide more support and for us to provide a better care environment for the customers. Thanks for participation today. Thank you very much, and also thank you, Alicia.
Yeah, thank you.